my picture took.
Ah, that's what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another edition of Riding Dirty Raw. And it is an honor and a pleasure. Like, I have waited for this moment all my life to talk to this man right here. Now, if you think Outkast started the Atlanta music scene, you're wrong. If you think Raheem the Dream started the Atlanta music scene, hip hop scene, you're wrong. I have in front of me the father of the Atlanta hip hop scene, Mr. MoJo. Let MoJo handle it. Jump, stomp, and twist.
You heard me?
MoJo, the first thing I gotta say is welcome to Riding Dirty Raw. And man, let's just let these people know about your history, where you've been, what's going on with you. I just feel like the world needs to know. So the first thing I want to start this thing off by asking you is, where are you from and what made you even want to pursue the music business?
Man, you already know, man. I'm a Grady baby, man. I'm a Grady baby. Yeah, I'm Grady baby, man. I'm born Grady Hospital from the West Side, man. This is where all this thing started from. I think about how a lot of rappers, a lot of guys try to say they from the West Side, they from Bankhead and all this old kind of thing. But that's where I'm from, man. And just music, music has always been my life. All the way from when I started playing drums when I was 6 years old, doing talent shows, singing on talent shows when I was 9. And music just always have been my life, man. From the West Side, man, West Side of Atlanta. You heard the Bluff, the Vine City, all that area. You heard Bankhead. You heard.
All right, so there still had to be, like, a lot of us do talent shows when we're young. A lot of our parents get us to entertain the family at the cookouts and the family reunions. But at some point, you definitely realized that you had a serious talent and could go to that next level. Like, where did that inspiration come from? Because something took you from the talent show to the studio to the stage.
Well, that's an awesome question, man, that you asked me, man. And just being in the music business, man, just loving music. And once Sugar Hill gang came out with Rapper Delight, and I learned Rapper Delight. I learned that song. I would sit down, went home, wrote it down, and I used to go to school and just recite Rapper's Delight in the hall. And we would have the whole school out there. We would have the whole school out, like in the hall, listening to me rapping, hip hop, the hippie to the hippie to the hippie hop, you don't stop, so rap became popular, 1981, I think around 80, 81, when rap became popular. And so I just decided that I said, hey, I can write a rap song, so that's what I did. I sat down and I wrote Batman, Let MoJo Handle It. Well, first it was Batman. And then when I went to Gino Jordan, who was the manager of the San Souci at that time in Midtown Atlanta, and it was just Batman. And then he said, "Hey man, you gotta be Batman. Let MoJo handle it." So that's how I came up with my first song, Batman, Let MoJo Handle It. And that was my inspiration, man. But and I got to meet a lot of guys that was in the industry, because at that time it was not popular here in Atlanta for anyone to be doing hip hop. You know, don't even call yourself doing hip hop in Atlanta in 1982. Um, but and a couple of years after, when I came out with my next song, Jump, Stomp, and Twist, but I got to meet a whole lot of the New York rappers back in that time, because I was the only one in Atlanta doing hip hop. Well, nobody in Atlanta doing hip hop, man. You know, it just was not heard of for anyone in Atlanta to be doing hip hop in 1982, 83, 84. And but when they brought Run DMC, I opened for Run DMC. I opened for Run DMC the first two times they came to Atlanta. I also opened for Curtis Blow, all those guys. And of course, those, I mean, like Curtis Blow, you know, that was, you know, Curtis Blow was my man. Curtis Blow was kind of like I love Curtis Blow. I like Curtis Blow. And I was able to become friends with Curtis Blow back then. And I had a good time with Run DMC. Jam Master Jay, bless his soul, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Jay.
Yeah, but me and Jam, I mean, I did get to spend some time with Jam Master Jay here, because you know, when they came to Atlanta back then, it was like, I mean, who in Atlanta doing hip hop? MoJo.
So,
But that was the beginning of that.
All right, so how did the city of Atlanta perceive you? Because you're right, like Atlanta didn't have cats on the corner rapping, or you know how the New York scene was. So how did the other artists around the city perceive you? You know, being that you were a hip hop artist, a rapper.
Well, see that's the thing. The people from Atlanta, I mean, we could. Oh my God! I mean, I can name some, you know, Regio and a lot of the guys. This was before Shadi, Raheem, Kilo, and all them guys. You know, which came after me. But the people in Atlanta, they thought this was the best thing since sliced bread. People, but I'm glad you asked that question, because people from New York hated me doing it. I mean, real talk. People from Atlanta did not. I mean, people from New York, they did not take well to me doing hip hop here in Atlanta. You know, because we had a lot of migrates here back in that time. People was migrating from Atlanta from New York to Atlanta. So my biggest enemies was the people from New York, because they didn't like me doing hip hop, and I'm down here in Atlanta. And I'll give you a perfect example.
Okay.
When Outkast won that award for the Source Award in New York, I think this was I forget what year it was, but when Outkast won that award up in New York at the Source Award, the people from New York, they booed Outkast. You know what I mean? Because that's how much people from New York hated from people from Atlanta, from the South, even thinking about doing hip hop. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I took those blows real early, 82, 83. People from Atlanta love me. People from New York hated me. Real talk, bruh. No, real talk, bruh.
Did you all right, now when you say you opened for Run DMC and Curtis Blow, were both was that the Fresh Fest? Because I know the Fresh Fest made a stop in Atlanta. Was you part of the Fresh
This
Fest?
was before the Fresh Fest.
Oh.
You know, no, real talk. No, this was before the Fresh Fest, man. I mean, matter of fact, glad you brought that up. You know, just like they booed Outkast in New York on the Source Award, when I mean, I had already opened for Run and them. I had already opened for Run, them and Curtis Blow way before the Fresh Fest. And when the Fresh Fest first came, and of course the people that promoted the Fresh Fest, that brought the Fresh Fest to Atlanta, Casual Cal and Ricky Walker, and those are the two guys that started Universal Circus.
Mm-hmm.
They was the one that brought Fresh Fest here to Atlanta, and they're good friends of mine. And I never forget, when they brought me out on stage. I mean, Casual Cal at the first Festival. Casual Cal said, "Hey, we got Mojo here in the house," and all them New York guys said, "Boo!" And I never forget Jam Master Jay from RunDmc. He was out on stage setting up, when that happened. And, and he was like, "Man, at least I know these folks, they know you, man." But that's how, and now, if you ain't from Atlanta, you can't even buy a hit record. You know what I mean? So that's the way it was, Big shout out to Roddy Ricch, had the #1 song on Billboard, and he said, "I got the Mojo deal, and I'm trapping from the 80s."
And you know what's funny about that? Roddy Ricch is from the West Coast. Did you ever think in 1982 that you would create this type of legacy that would cause this type of impact, or were you just having fun?
Having fun, dude. That's a simple question, dude. And I'm still having fun. Real talk,
All right, now after Let Mojo Handle It, Batman. Like, first of all, why was it called Batman? Because I can hear that song in my head and I don't remember any references to Batman.
It's all in there. You got to listen. If you listen to the song, it was all about Batman. Matter of fact, the original song was called "The Bat" because I was a big Batman. I was a big Batman guy back when I was a kid. So the original song was "The Bat."
Okay.
And and then when I took it to Gino Jordan them down in San Souci in Atlanta, and trying to get a record deal, and they heard, and then I made a reference to "Let Mojo Handle It," so they was like, "No, we're gonna change this song to "Let Mojo Handle It." So it's Batman, Let Mojo Handle It. But if you listen to the song, it's all on YouTube. It's all over the place. So if you listen to the lyric, I mean, the song was about Batman, but it was Batman, Let Mojo Handle It.
Okay. Now after that, then we had Jump, Stump, and Twist. And
man, no, man, you gonna make me start dancing, man. What the move, yo?
Now,
don't make me start dancing.
Now, I gotta say one time, and I know you probably know these two gentlemen, Wonderful Ray and Charlie Jack. I'm from Griffin, Georgia, and they used to play those records on WJGA out of Jackson. And that's
you ain't talking about Wonderful Ray.
Wonderful Ray and Charlie Jack, yes, sir. Those are the gentlemen who I idolized and made me start doing radio. And so I remember Jump, Stump, and Twist. I remember Let Mojo Handle It. But after that, what was next? Because I know that wasn't it for your legacy.
No. I mean, no. I mean, some people try to call me a one-hit wonder. I'm like, nah, I want a one-hit wonder. I had 2 hits. So, real talk. What the move is? Ain't talking about. I had 2 hits. Yep. But yes, yes. I mean, I had fun with it. But after Jump, Stump, and Twist, of course, I recorded that song down in Memphis, and Al Green bass player was my producer, Ruben Fairfax. And I recorded Jump Stump and Twist in Memphis at the same studio where the Barcades and Al Green and all them was recording at. And you know, but I mean, that was I mean, that that was time Jump Stump and Twist. But and if you think about it, after 84, 85, 86, the rap game started to change. I mean, the rap game changed. You had Luke Skywalker coming out with Throw That D. You had the West Coast guys coming out with the gangster rap, and that just was not that was just not my culture. And I never forget, I went to a record store. So we had record stores back then, and I went to record store down on Decatur Street, and a lady told me, say, Mojo, if you don't curse on these songs, you're not gonna sell any records. I never forget that. And I said, well, I guess I'll never sell any records. I'm not gonna curse. I'm not gonna sell my soul to that man. That me. That me. You know what I mean? And so I took it, so I went and got me a job. I went and got me a job at UPS. And on last week, I was celebrated to retire from UPS after 33 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. So a lot of people just continue to grind in the music business, and I did. But I went and got me a job, and thanks to the good Lord, I retired as of September 30th. So I have continued to do music. A lot of people don't know that I continue to do music. Like the biggest song in the 90s was My Boo. At night I think of you. But a lot of people don't know that's my beat on that song. Real talk.
Yeah, I know that's your beat. Matter of fact, that song was done by the Ghost Town DJs, which was Cool Kali, right?
Yeah, real talk. Yeah, Yeah.
And Cool Kali produced what record for you?
He did not produce. He was on Only in America.
Okay.
The song I got, Only in America, and I play that song on my show a lot. Only in America. He did not produce it. He was just because Cool Kali was my DJ actually.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the actual people that were around you or that were original, what I would consider offsprings of Mojo. Because I know Cool Kali was definitely part of the team. I've heard that Shy D was part of the Mojo team. Is that correct?
Man, when I told you about the time that from the Fresh Festival, back when they had the Fresh Festival here, like I say, rap was not popular, and Run DMC, when they came into Atlanta at the Fresh Festival, the first Fresh Festival, they did not have limousines. I had a 77 Firebird. MC Shadi had a Cadillac, and me and MC Shadi, we was the ones that transported Run DMC and Jaleel Houdini, Jaleel. We transported them from the Omni to their hotel across from the Fox Theater. Real talk, bro. No, real talk. But Shadi, my little brother, my brother. Real talk. So I mean, me and Shadi, we, I never forget. I was going to Montgomery, Alabama, doing a show, and we was on a bus, and Shadi was a break dancer at the time, and the whole way down to Montgomery, we was like, and, we was just kind of, just kind of freestyling. And then I was open, so I went down there and I opened for Nucleus. Wicked, 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 wicked. Wicked, 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 wicked. Yeah. So I opened for Nucleus down in Montgomery, and Shadi went with me. And this was, he was a break dancer, and he asked me, he said, "Mojo, man, let me come on stage with you, man. Let me come on stage with you, man. Do some." I said, "Yo, man, you good. You good. You good." So he came out on stage. I introduced him on stage and the Civic Center down in Montgomery, Alabama. And Shadi came out and he did his thing, and after that, he continued to do his thing, and the rest is history. Real talk.
Okay. Now, as things started to progress, you had Shadi, then you had Raheem, you had Kilo, Toomp, D-Rock. Like, artists started just booming out of the city. Like, what was your relationship with a lot of those other artists, like a Raheem, like a D-Rock, even though they were, years behind you?
Man, listen, man, I mean, me and man, I can't even tell. I mean, Raheem can tell you better about the relationship me and him had, because Raheem was just like my brother, you know. Raheem dad used to own a club right there on Martin Luther King in Ashby. It was Ashby then, Nance Joseph. But right there, it was called the Edifice. And that was Raheem's dad's club. And I used to throw parties there way before I got in Mojo. It was like when I was in high school, like 81. I used to throw parties. And Raheem would tell you today, when he was a little boy, I took them home one day and he heard me beating on the steering wheel, beating boop, 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 on the steering wheel, rapping, and he'll never forget that day. He'll tell you that story today. And so Raheem, I mean, all those guys. Kilo, I mean, Kilo, I did not know Kilo when he started doing his thing, but recently we have became like really, really good friends. He came on my birthday celebration back in February. Um, I have nothing but the utmost respect for Kilo. Um, me, Shadi, Raheem the Dream, Kilo, we the founders of Atlanta hip hop. Real talk.
Yes, but you are the father. They were all came from they were birthed from you. Now, I have to ask, what was the business like back in '82 when you were pursuing a record deal and putting out records?
A lot. I mean, the business was a lot different. It's not like now. I mean, like right now, you can right now, you can cut a record right there in your living room. I mean, you can cut a record right now in your living room. You can do your beats. You can do everything. You can do everything. But back then, first of all, you had to go to a studio. And studio may cost you from anywhere from $100 to $250 an hour. I know where I recorded Jump, Stump, and Twist, it was $250 an hour. Of course, I didn't have to pay for it, the business, as you said. But but the business back then was, I mean, and I'm sure it's still the same way now. Where people with money, they'll come to you and say, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna put out your record. I'm gonna pay for everything, but you're only gonna get 5% of your record sales." And I'm sure it's still the same way now. And it's interesting that you say that, because with the pandemic going on, a lot of artists are not able to make a living now, because they can't do shows because they're not having concerts. And that is the only way that you go make money as an artist, because the record companies, they're I mean, they're the ones that put the money out for you. And of course, back in 1982, hey, it wasn't no CDs. You know what I mean? Wasn't no CDs, wasn't no cassette. So if you talking about putting money on an artist, you had to get wax, and wax cost a lot of money back then. You know, people don't realize. I mean, you know, to get wax, y'all sitting around with them records at y'all house, them wax records. But hold on to that wax, cause like I say, back then you had to have wax to even think about doing anything, and that's pretty much was was the business of music. I mean, you couldn't, any Joe Blow couldn't just go out and create a song at their house and then throw it out there and everybody, and they become a million seller. It was not like that back then. The business just was not like that.
All right, what the singles that you put out? What record labels were they affiliated with?
Okay, the first song I did was on Velvetone. It was called Velvetone Records. God bless Gino. Gino, rest in peace. Velvetone Records. And then Jump Stomp and Twist was put out by Jam the Box Records. Rest in peace, Henry Simpson. Oh Lord, that really makes me sad. But both of the guys that helped me with my career. I went by 18, 19 years old, man. I ain't had no money to go out here. You know what I mean? I ain't had no money to go out here. I ain't had no thousands of dollars to go out here and make wax. You know what I mean? You had to have people that had a little money to invest in you, But flip side, we didn't make money. We made no money back then. We made no money back then. I mean, we made a little lunch money, but that was pretty much it, man. You know what I mean? We still at home, and well, leave me. I'm still at home with my mom and daddy, man. Got the #1 song in the city, in the South, but I'm still at home. We didn't. It was not like that, back in the early '80s.
Now, with the records, like now, a lot of times, even that hasn't really changed. Like artists don't really make a lot of money off, especially when they're with a label. There's really no record sales now because there's no CDs. There's not a lot of physical products, but streams. And most of the streaming dollar goes to the record labels if the artist isn't independent. Nowadays, most artists rely on endorsements and show money. Were you guys able to capitalize on getting show money back then? Because I know back in '82 there wasn't no endorsements for a rapper, but were y'all able to get show money?
Man, with no show money, with nothing. It was nothing, man. I mean, I think RunDmc them when they hit the scene, RunDmc them, I think they was even though they was from New York, I mean, don't even think about no Atlanta artist. Oh no, ain't no Atlanta artist making no money. And you can forget that. Ain't nobody from Atlanta making no money, but even the top artists like RunDmc them. I mean, somebody. They was. RunDmc them. RunDmc them. They was probably clicking $10,000-$15,000 a show. You know what I mean? They were. You know what I mean? Because it's like that was a big hit. And then of course you come with Dougie Fresh and all them guys, but that was no. Them guys, I'm telling you, man, them guys was not making money back then, and back in the early '80s, there was no money to be made in the hip hop, because they figured it was just gonna die, you know, Like I say, me and Shadi, we took RunDmc, Houdini, we took them. I put Jam Master J turntables in the back of my '77 Firebird. Never forget it, and took them to the hotel. So people don't. I mean, I don't understand that people don't realize, uh, you know, how far the music business has changed from. We talking what we talking? 30 something, 35 years ago. You know,
Were
you know.
there was there ever a point, because you say, you definitely realized the shift, and I can believe someone telling you like, Mojo, you got to curse on these records, and that's when you decided that you couldn't do that. You stood your guns, you stood your morals, and you end up going to get a job. Was there ever a time in that 33 years on your job that you ever want to say, you know what, I want to go back and go music full time?
Well, you know what? The thing is that over those 33 years on my job, I never stopped music business. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like I say, we did the Ghost Town DJs, the My Boo with So Def, and I got a gold record from that. I got a gold record from that song, and everybody know how big that song was. But I never stopped. I never stopped doing music, but and it's like what I try to tell some of the young guys today. I mean, if a young guy would have come up to me and say, "Hey, man, what the move is?" I would tell them, man. Chase your dream, chase your dream. Don't ever stop chasing your dream. But at some point, you have to realize that, I need steady money coming in, and so, I mean, out of those 33 years, I still, I don't recorded, I don't know how many songs in those 33 years, which I still, I mean, you can hear my songs on Real Talk with MoJo on Tuesday nights. Um, but, but, I mean, it's just that for 33 years, I didn't have to worry about, my next meal. You feel me? You smell me?
Yes,
You
sir.
know, those 33 years, I didn't have to worry about, how I'm gonna pay my light bill. I mean, let's keep it real, and music business, I don't care what type of music business, rap or whatever, I mean, there's no middle ground. You either have or have not. Real talk.
All right. Now, in your 33 years in the workplace, were you able to come across people with talent that you felt like, maybe I want to approach this thing from an executive standpoint? Because a lot of rappers or a lot of people say, you know what, I got a good ear for talent. I want to help this person, or like, did you ever think about getting in the music business on the executive side?
No, I have not. I have not. And you're not the first person that asked me that. But I just not, man. People don't understand. People, you know, people don't understand. People look at the glamour part of the music business, but people don't understand what a grind it is. You know what I mean? Just I mean, real talk. Just like I tell people, y'all got, I tell these young folk, they want to know. I'm like, look here, man. You got YouTube, you got this, you got this, you got this. When I was doing it, I only had my 2 feet. You know what I mean? And it was a grind just to get myself popular, just to get people to know who I am. I mean, it was these 2 feet that I got on me right now. That was YouTube. One leg YouTube, the other leg YouTube. That's it. That's that's all that's all I had was a grind. You know what I mean? And it's different now because a lot of, like I tell these young folks, I said, look here, man, listen, y'all got social media, man. Y'all can get out here and you go out here and make you a video, go ahead and do this and put it on the internet. Man, if I'd have had that kind of stuff back in 1982, I ain't no telling where I've been. But of course it was different then. I mean, I mean, people people don't understand. I mean, I I was in a club like 7 days a week, in a club, a night spot, any kind of night spot, 7 days a week, just trying to promote myself, and it was a grind, man. It was a grind, real talk.
And doing that, you're spending money too. A lot of people don't realize that lifestyle, you were probably spending more money than you were bringing in.
Hell, man, I was staying home. I was still staying home with mom and dad, man, so it wasn't a big deal about, the money thing wasn't a big deal. I'm talking, I'm talking 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. You know what I mean?
All right, so I have to ask this, because in the history of music, there's always been groupies. Were there groupies in '82 chasing after the Atlanta's only rapper?
Man, look here, man. Don't go there, man. I'm gonna answer that question off air.
Okay.
I'm going to. Hey, wait. We'll answer. I'll answer you that question off air. You already know what the move is.
No doubt. Now, I some years ago, well, it hadn't been a lot of years, but VH1 actually done like a tribute to Atlanta hip hop, and you had an opportunity to attend and be part of that, correct?
Correct. Thanks to Ludacris. Shout out to Ludacris. Ludacris put me down.
Okay, what was that experience like, being around Ludacris and all the people who make up at that time this Atlanta hip hop scene, past and present?
Man, that was an awesome opportunity, man, and it's something that I will never forget in my life. And the people that produce that documentary, and if anybody don't know, it's called The Untold Story of Atlanta Rise in Hip Hop, and I never forget. I got a call, and I didn't know who these people were calling me. They say, "Hey, boom, boom, boom." Say, we doing this documentary, and we want you to be a part of it. And in my mind, I'm saying, "Oh Lord, this is another documentary," because I done plenty of documentaries, and they was like, "Oh, this is documentary. We can't complete this documentary without you. We need you to be in this documentary." And I told them, I said, "Okay." They said, "Can you be in Buckhead?" They said, "Can you be in Buckhead at the Havana Club tomorrow at," I think they said 1:00 or whatever. And this was like in 2014, and I was like, I said, "I don't know if I can get there at 1." I said, "I might get there at 3." And that time gas was like 3 something a gallon. I was like, "No, I probably can get there about 3." They're like, "No, we need you there at 1:00." And they say, well, what if we send a limo to your house to pick you up? Because this is how important this is. We need you in this documentary. And I said, okay. They said, well, send me your address. I sent them my address. They say, a limo will be at your house tomorrow at 1:30. And I think about 1:15, I looked out my door, and the limo was sitting out in front of my door. And they took me to Buckhead, and we filmed my section, and I jumped in the limo, and they brought me back home. And it was an incredible, it was an awesome experience. So if anybody have not seen that, it's called The Untold Story of Atlanta Rising in Hip Hop. Big shout out to Luda Chris.
All right, as Atlanta hip hop has, like you said, if you're not from Atlanta, it's hard to have a hit record. But as Atlanta has risen to prominence in the hip hop scene, have a lot of artists reached back when it comes to paying homage or getting you to feature, or like what has been the communication level like? Because a lot of older artists don't feel like the young generation pay homage. Like, what's your stance on that?
Man, you know, man, listen, man, you know, you know, it mean nothing to me. You know what I mean? Because I've been a working man for 30 years, 33 years, and you know, heck, a lot of people didn't know where I was. I mean, I was reclusive. You know, people was posting and stuff. You know, that I had passed away and all kind of stuff. But I was reclusive, so it didn't. You know, that does not bother me about whether whether people pay me homage or anything. Uh, you know, but they do. I mean, they have. I mean, Big Boy in a song he did with I don't know if y'all I don't know if y'all remember it, but in that song, "Get Rich to This," get rich to this, get rich to this. Hey, jump, stomp, twist with it. You know, I don't know if y'all, a lot of y'all probably don't remember that, but so and of course CeeLo have said some kind words about me in a documentary we did back in the '90s, and but for it, you, you can't rewrite history, but personally, I don't care. You know what I mean? Because if anybody know the Atlanta history, just like I say, when Roddy Ricch come out with the biggest song, and he says, "I got the MoJo deal, and I'm trapping like the '80s." Everybody know what the move is. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I can definitely see that even over the years you maintain your relevance when it comes to the music and being a fan and keeping your hand on the pulse, because like these verses that mention your lyrics and that mention you. Was it ever a point in time that you ever said, especially with the cursing and all the sexual content, was there ever a point in time that you felt like you didn't even want to listen to rap?
No, I mean, because simple fact that the only rap that I've ever listened to uh um would be what they play on the radio. You know what I mean? And of course, everything on the radio is edited.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So but now for but now no, I mean, I would never sit down and just listen to some raw rap. You know what I mean? I would never sit down and listen to raw rap. I mean that's just me. That's just me. That's just me. That's just me. But now, what you playing? If you playing on you play it on the radio. If it's on the radio, I'm good. I'll listen to it. But just to sit down and listen to raw rap, I would never. I just that. But like I say, that's just me.
All right, now when it came to marketing a rap record from an Atlanta rapper in the Atlanta radio market, I know FM radio was not with that. So how were you able? Now, like I said, WJGA and Jackson was definitely all over your records, but that was a small station. Like, how were you able to get your records played and heard? Like, was it AM radio? Like, what was the move when it came to getting your records heard?
But I tell you, you asking the perfect question, man. Uh, uh, um, Gino Jordan, who produced my first song, who put the money behind me. He was the manager of Sanssouci in Midtown, and Sanssouci had a live radio show on WAOK. Yeah, so that was my link to the radio station. Okay, I mean, I'm linked to Gino Jordan, and Gino Jordan is paying WLK to broadcast from live from the Sanssouci, and so being on the radio was automatic, you know, and that was WAOK. That was AM, no FM, well, no FM then. It wasn't even V103. V103 probably was a white station. No pun intended. But yeah, but WAOK, and then of course WIGO. They came aboard when I came out with Jump Stomp and Twist because it was so hot. But that, I mean, that's how I got on the radio.
AM radio. And so, in your 33 years at UPS, did at any point in time anyone ever realize that they're working beside the father of an entire Atlanta movement?
They did, yes.
They did?
Yes. All my, and I love all my folks. I love all my folks that up. Some of them, some of them knew. I mean, but a lot. I mean, people around our age, they realized that, that I was, Mojo. Like I say, I went in there, man. 1987 was when I went to UPS, and you talking about swallowing pride, man. I had to swallow a lot of pride, man. I went in there, and they paid me $8 an hour. Real talk, bruh. Real talk, bruh. They paid me $8 an hour, load, unload trucks, man. 1987. And I swallowed pride, man, and people started realizing that, who I was, and and out of 33 years, yes, everybody at UPS know my stature, as far as the music business is concerned. But yeah, man, I mean, this ain't no game, man. Life is not a game, man. I tell and I have no regrets. 33 years later, they allowed me to retire, and I will collect the pension for the rest of my life. Real talk, bro.
So, what do you plan on doing in your retirement? Do you fish? Do you hunt?
Oh yeah, man.
What do you do?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you go look on my page on Facebook, I've been I bought me a camper. I got me a camper RV, and matter of fact, I just got back from camping yesterday and fishing from Alatoona. I went to Alatoona Lake, and yes, I plan on doing a lot of fishing and a lot of camping because I'm a city boy, so I ain't used to that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I'm from the west side. Like I say, Bluff, Divine City, Bankhead, Ashby Street. you know, I ain't used to, being out on the lake and camping, that kind of thing. But I'm getting into it, and I think I'm gonna enjoy it.
Okay. I gotta ask, and I've always said if I ever talk to Mojo, I'm gonna ask this question: where did the name Mojo come from?
But man, listen here, man. You you really thought this thing up, man. Oh Lord Jesus. You know, I heard somebody, I heard, I heard somebody say, I heard somebody on the radio the other day, they said to have a nickname, you can't name yourself a nickname. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
I heard that.
They say a nickname has to come from somewhere else. You know what I mean? You can't name yourself a nickname. And back when I was about, I think I was probably 9 years old, 10 years old. We used to go down the playground and get on the merry-go-round, and all the big guys would come and they catch us little guys on the merry-go-round and they would spin it, spin it, spin it, spin it. And I had heard some of them guys, some of the older guys talking about mojos and this and that. And they got me on that merry-go-round. They started spinning me. And I told them, I said, whoever spinning this merry-go-round, your mama got 15 mojos. And I just kept saying that, and they were just dying, and they were just dying. I said, whoever's spinning this merry-go-round, your mama got 15 mojos. And after that day, man, when I started seeing them guys, they was like, Mojo. And then like Mojo. And and of course, you know, when I got in middle school and I started promoting myself as Mojo. But Mojo came from a merry-go-round, real talk.
Okay. All right. Little known fact. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up and let you go. I do want to ask, and I want you to let the people know, because I know about Real Talk with Mojo. And I've actually looked at Real Talk with Mojo, and I see, do you play the piano?
Yes, I do.
So,
Yes.
and you said you played the drums too in church?
I play drums, piano, and I play a ukulele.
Okay, so you're just all around Renaissance man when it comes to music.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm not your average rapper now. Most people that rap, that's all they do is rap. I'm a musician first, rapper second. You know what I mean? I started playing drums when I was 6, and then I started playing piano. My dad bought me an organ when I was like 12. And my dad also taught me to play the ukulele. Uh, and I didn't start rapping. I was 18, 19 years old. But music, I've been in music way before the rap game.
Okay.
And you can't say that about a lot of rappers. You know, you know. But I pride myself on being a musician. First. And 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 just rapping is just something that I can do. What the move is.
All right, before I let you go, let the people know about Real Talk with Mojo so they can come check you out on Facebook.
Real Talk with Mojo, man. I appreciate that, man. Real Talk with Mojo. It's a little thing I started over a year ago. And and when I first started, people was like, "Real Talk with Mojo. What are you talking about?" And people was thinking that it was a talk show, but it was not. But it was, I called it Real Talk with Mojo. But I was just sitting out somewhere and I kept saying real talk, real talk, real talk. And one of my friends said, man, you need to start a show, Real Talk with Mojo. And so I started the show over a year ago. And I thought that the show would probably, last about a month, because I only do it one day a week. One day a week. And I said, I'll do a little something and hang around for about a month. And the show started getting more popular and more popular and more popular. So I've been on a year, and matter of fact, we celebrated my 1 year anniversary on the 1st of September for Real Talk with Mojo. And I don't know if you can see it. This is my background, and um, uh, the show have grown The show have grown over the year, and we just, we do it every Tuesday night around 8:30. 8:30 every Tuesday night around 8:30, and we are only on for about 20 minutes. I only do about 20, 25 minutes, and we dance and we have fun, and um, and hey, y'all check me out Tuesday nights. Real Talk with Mojo. You gotta find me. You can find me. You have to find me by Edwin Lyons, and you'll see Mojo. Edwin Lyons, Mojo. I wish I could have just did Mojo, but so many people out there now calling themselves Mojo.
Mm-hmm.
So my real name is Edwin Lyons, and you can catch me at Edwin Lyons Mojo. I've been on. I just came on Facebook like a year ago as well, and I'm almost to my limit where I can have followers. I'm approaching the 5,000 mark. And Facebook is not gonna let me have over 5,000 followers. So y'all come aboard. Holla at your boy. Real talk.
When you first came on the Facebook, how many people was like, "Oh my God, it's Mojo, it's the legend"? Because if you just got on Facebook, say about 2 years ago,
No,
5,000
1 year, 1 year.
5,000 followers in a year got to let you know that you have definitely planted your footprint in this culture.
Well, but like I said, it goes, it goes back to 35 years ago, and I hadn't did nothing special, but I've been out among people, and a lot of people feel they have a personal connection with me because I was out there with people. I would not. I mean, some people, like I say, now you can get popular over the internet, over social media, but I did not have that, so I had to get myself popular through personal contact. So it's a lot of people that have a lot of personal contact with me, and when they, I mean, when they saw that I was on social media, because when I say I was reclusive, man, I was reclusive, man. I didn't. People didn't know where Mojo was. Where Mojo? They don't know. I ain't heard Mojo. Somebody said he passed away, and all that, But now people knowing, and we have a lot of fun. And like I said, I like to invite everybody Tuesday nights, 8:30 on Facebook Live. It's called Real. Just go to my page. Befriend me, Edwin Lyons, EDWINLYONS, and you'll see Mojo, first Atlanta rapper. And I invite all of you guys to come and hang out with us on Tuesday nights.
All right, my last question, Mojo. How do you want to be remembered? Or how do you want the legacy of Mojo to be remembered when it comes to hip hop history?
Well, I tell you, man, you are awesome, man. You just asked the right questions, man. And you know, if I had someone to do my eulogy about hip hop, you know, I let them know. Hey, back in 1982, when I started doing hip hop, when it was not popular here in the South, the people from guys from New York, they hated me. They wanted to physically fight me because I was doing hip hop in Atlanta. Uh, if you want to remember anything about me, just remember, hey, first of all, I took the blows. I took the blows for all you guys. You know, I took the blows, I took the hits, just like Outkast did at the Source Award when they booed them in New York. You know, I took the blows, and and, you know, and and the music that I did was all fun music. I mean, I did fun music. I did dance music. I did music that make people want to have a good time. Um, uh, that is my legacy. Mojo made us want to get up and dance, have a good time, and 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 and, and, and just have a party. You know, that is it.
All right. Mojo, I gotta say thank you. God bless you for
Thank you, sir.
opening the doors for everybody who's ever blessed the mic, even when it comes to what I do. If you never took those hits, you wouldn't have people who could do hip hop radio, hip hop blogs, hip hop podcasts. So thank you, sir, for being the father of all of this. And also, thank you for not selling out when it came to your convictions, when it came to someone telling you you got a curse, because that's very important. Never sell out to your convictions and always know that you can make a way. There are a lot of people now who need to go get a job and stop rapping, but they won't do it.
Right.
So, Mojo, again, thank you for your time, sir. Hey, man, have a blessed night, sir.
You too, sir.
All right.